So just open up the one in. Oh wait.
All right, I'm gonna get the stream actually open now. Something that you're probably gonna hate. There's like a 95% chance we're not gonna get any of the game audio when we commentate. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Okay, so
Really sucks when you don't, because you really just have to pay attention. You forget like how much paying attention to the game is the audio.
do you click on the watch stream button?
Yeah, the watch stream on Discord, and then I also kind of pop it out that way in case I get. I guess this is more of an organizer thing, but in case I get pinged, I can scroll through Discord and do all my shit. I do hear myself maybe through your speakers if you're listening through speakers.
Using headphones, I'll turn it down a bit.
Oh. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Super Mario World toss-up tourney. I popped into this chat earlier while I was having a private conversation with my co-host here, and I apologize about any bad words y'all might have heard. I tend to curse a lot in private. It's it's what I do. It's what I do. All right. You ain't gonna stop me.
So sorry about that in advance, but welcome everyone. I'm gracious co-host Jaco. Yeah, it's Jaco, by the way. You pronounced it right.
Oh, thank God.
Earlier, so yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we're all good on that. So we're just waiting for this to get headed into the race. But while we're waiting, got some PBs that we can go over. So BRT RTA, he has a no cape, no star world of 43 minutes flat. And he's got an 11 exit glitchless, but that's with cape of 11 minutes and 8 seconds, which is actually a pretty good time for that category. I'm surprised he didn't pick that. But then you got Mingura. He's got a bunch of categories here. So he's got 96 of an hour 43:49. He's got a no star world of 39:32. All castles 40:39. 11 no cape of 11:36. And he's got an 11 exit orb of 10 minutes 59. So just barely clutching up the sub 11 with orb. But we won't be seeing an orb unless both runners agree to it.
So right now we've got these runners in their 3 categories that they've chosen. Both of these runners are going to ban a category that the other has chosen. And then we're going to randomize it all up, throw in a blender, and see what these runners are going to do. They don't know what category is coming up. Y'all don't know what category is going to come up. So that's what makes this super exciting.
All right, so it looks like we got the bands in. I'm not sure how we're doing the wheel, but
yeah, we've got some bans in already. BRT has decided to ban all switches. Breaks my heart. I'm gonna be honest with you.
that's sad.
Mingura has decided to ban no cape, no Star World. That's something that I'm sure knows his BRT is pretty good at. That you can see right now. That's the only one that has his PB on it right now. So that could be a really good play. BRT could be holding back hard, and we're gonna randomize these categories and see what these runners are gonna play today.
So it looks like we have a chance at 96 today, which would be a bit of a titan of a category.
We see Matthew, our restreamer's bringing up the almighty spinner. This is going to decide what these runners are playing. Once again, they don't know what they're going to race.
Dang, this is higher production quality than for my race. Didn't really, although maybe because I was watching on my phone.
It's going to get
then
better every time. It's going to get better every time as we decide more features that we need.
Here we go. Pause champ. And we're starting with an all castles.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
We're gonna see some wings, maybe. Well, I don't know if they're gonna go for wings. Honestly, it's pretty hard shit.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and break the news to these runners that they're running all castles, and then we're gonna be getting to it. All right, I've gone ahead and given both of these runners the green flag. We're going to be starting this race anytime now. Go ahead and get your good lucks out in chat for BRT versus Mingura. This is our second race of the tournament. We have so many more to go.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff for sure. We'll see what these runners will pull out.
All right, so we're going to get through our hurdles here at first, and then we'll have these runners going. Once again, this is a best 2 out of 3. These runners are going to be starting with all castles at first. And then we'll be randomizing the remaining categories from the other player and see what they play secondary. I'm sorry, we got these issues going right now. I promise we'll have these fixed soon.
A little bit of connection errors, but we're getting it all sorted out. Alright, let's see if these runners are able to evade the Jacob curse and not die of the first Koopa on Yoshi 2.
That will always be the perfect way to start this tournament.
I'm probably never going to live that down in my chat. Never going to let myself let go of it.
You could speedrun this years from now. We will always remember that.
Oh, for sure.
No pressure or anything, you know what I'm saying? No pressure.
Problem at all. And
No 361s. Oh, throw these runs in the trash. No 361s. What are you talking about? I thought we were speedrunning here.
If you're not saving those frames, what are you really doing anyway? Perfect box jump coming off the both runners. That's impressive. Not an easy trick though.
Yeah, let's see if we get any 259s out of these guys. Ooh,
No,
we're
the
up.
cursed Koopa. The cursed
Dude,
Koopa
I'm
on the
telling you,
front blocks. That's such a tragic
he,
death, truly.
runners never realize that, like, in tourney runs, you're gonna see crazy deaths that you never do during PB runs or streaming or any attempts like that. You're gonna die in weird places. I feel you get like hyper focused on parts of the run that you typically wouldn't otherwise focus on.
Yeah, like I remember my first 11 in the race earlier today. Like on the 80s castle, when I died, I just like I forgot to press A and jump.
Yeah,
So it's
like,
it's classic.
like even the best runners will tell you, yeah, dude, that happens a lot actually.
Shell jump attempt not going through from BRT, but that would have been pretty sick. Save an extra point two.
Yeah, I noticed that. The fact I'm seeing BRT Class C doing shell jump attempts. What is going on here?
I feel like if he pulls off a shell jump, we should honestly just move him up to B at the very least. And really, even for like
that'll be the wormhole that they get to travel classes through.
Alright, Piggy's gas intense coming through from BRT. Let's see if we're able to get a 281.
Really decent cage grabs through that.
Alright, playing it safe on the last cage. I can't really blame him.
So he would have gotten a 280 through that door, but he missed it at the end, getting a 279. Oddly enough, when you're running at full P speed, you only have 3 frames to get into that door, or any door at full P speed. And so,
okay, well, that makes me feel better about
you
this.
don't realize, dude, yeah, playing casually, you don't realize how hard it is to get in that door. Showing off a nice little clip there, BRT. That's kind of random depending on when the crushers come down on you. You can clip into the side as long as you don't touch the floor, you don't take damage. So you can squeeze yourself through crushers.
Yep, and we got a fast fight coming out from BRT. That is not easy. I don't know how many frames that last jump is, but it's just, for me, the hardest part of getting that fight consistently is getting the first fireball. I always end up either shooting 2 or just missing it completely, and I just lose a lot of time.
Yeah, Iggy can like look super easy if you're just looking at it. Whenever you're actually speedrunning it, the fireballs that you release are actually very precise. And especially if you're doing like that butt slide strat, you have to jump at at the very end, right before you fall into the lava. Until you have Iggy just set in your muscle memory, it's actually kind of a jerk. What I want to know though, just seeing BRT's World 1, so like anyone can do World 1, all right? World 1 is World 1. We got decent World 1s from both of them. 1 death from Mingura, but we got a lot of race to go. This is the world that I'm really going to be looking at BRT and seeing what he's made out of. Because if he grabs a Yoshi in DP4, I know what he's going for. If he has a crazy next level in Donut Secret, I know what he's going for. So like this level, this whole world, Donut Plains reveals so much about a runner.
Yeah, for sure, because the routes can vary so much. I mean, you can actually save a lot of time by not going. Oh no! The Cape Frame Rule.
Reveals a lot about a runner.
Fish chasing after him. Oh god. It's a classic Donut Secret one right here. Just everything going wrong all at once.
So now we get to see his routing. He doesn't have the comfort of a cape anymore. Is he more comfortable in no cape or cape? And we're going to see that by how he reacts here. And let me tell you something, this dude is comfortable no cape. Look at him ducking through those fishes, doing a perfect grab of that block, going under with that P-switch. This is like when we saw your race earlier. When they lose cape, they explode.
Yeah, it's honestly super key in races. Like, if you're able to have good backups, like, you can turn what would be like a 30-second time loss into a 10-second time loss, or even less.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and if you have a solid lead, like those time losses can be minuscule, right? Because you need a certain amount of time loss to lose your lead. But if you can keep that time loss to a minimum, like we see BRT doing, he's going back for a cape. And I want to see how that affects him. Honestly, it's obviously going to help him in the Ghost House and DP3. But I'm really interested in if he's going to go for a Yoshi in DP4. If he grabs a Yoshi in Donut Plains 4, he's going to go for some insane stuff in Vanilla Dome.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So it looks like they're almost synced, although I think we've got a bit of desync here. So it looks like BRT is about 8 seconds ahead of Mingora. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of connection issue with BRT. We have the goal at a 6:17 from Mingura. We have the goal at 6:09 from BRT. So BRT is actually ahead.
You both gone back for Cape well.
Yeah, even after going back for Cape, that death cost Mingura a lot. But every time we sync his stream, BRT's stream slides a little further back. So we're just going to keep resyncing it as you see Mingura's stream frozen on the right. It's going to allow our restreamer Matthew to sync the streams back up. Big shout outs to him behind the scenes. He's keeping this viewable for y'all, so y'all don't have to do the math yourself.
Yeah, big thanks to Matthew Game Live for helping out in a big way this tournament. We cannot do it without you. And so we saw BRT going for the fast takeoff, which probably saves only like half a second, but it looks cool. And
it's super scary to go for in tournaments. I'm gonna tell you, DP3, this is where we see not only the most deaths, the most errors. I don't care if you're cape, no cape, whatever you're going for. Going for that early flight is bound to bite you in the ass in this tournament. And I'm super glad it worked out for him, but that's so scary to go for.
We got a low flight. Looks like he might be going for Yoshi. Maybe he just prefers to fly at this height, but it's really scary at the end with the Goombas because if you fly too high, then you're gonna hit the Goombas on the top. If you fly too low, then you don't have to worry about the other ones. So it's just
that low flight told me he was going for the Yoshi. The reason why you would fly or keep your flight so low instead of high is you have the potential of reaching 51 flight speed earlier, therefore going through the level a little faster. He did have a little bit of goof up there with the Paragoombas and the Yoshi there, but he still got out of there with the 255, so he's sitting pretty.
255 with Yoshi is nothing to sneeze at. That's really good. We'll see how this mountain fly goes, though. This is probably the first really hard level, I think, in Cape. Because those secrets are kind of weird, but it's not too bad. You can take it slow and there's like 2 seconds, but if you take it slow and more, you're losing 12 minutes.
Man, BRT is doing a great Morden. Skipping the spring, though, not the biggest of deals. As you described earlier, it's just a few seconds difference. But, if you feel safer going without it, especially with a little bit of a lead, skip it.
Yeah, not bad at all. Definitely not a bad idea. There's no firepower, so we lose a few seconds here, too, but it's minuscule. It's not a loss. As long as he holds on to that cape, that's going to be the most crucial part. Especially in all passes. Like in No Star World is one thing, but you lose so much time in the normal not having.
Yeah. And a big piece of that puzzle is that he has a Yoshi on him. If he knows how to use that next level, screw getting a spring. He's over here trying to do Yoshi clips, and you're talking springs?
On the other hand, we still spring usage from Mingura. That was
not only last second spring usage, he had that fire flower, so he just needed 2 fireballs and a jump. We're going to see that from a few different bosses during this category where 2 fireballs and a jump can get rid of them. But man, that spring was like last second.
Yeah, scary stuff, but it worked out for him. And honestly, when you're behind, sometimes you need to take risks like that. Although I'm not sure if he's watching the stream. It can be scary too, because sometimes you need to focus on your race.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with. Is sometimes I'll watch streams like the restream to see where I'm at and where it's going and all that. But there is a little delay whenever you watch a restream. So what you're seeing is not exactly reality. Watch BRT though, as he duplicates a block into the bottom half of a Yoshi coin, creating an invisible block. Now that block's contents is dependent on the X position of the block. So if he duplicates it to the right once more, that block then contains Yoshi wings, which will allow him to exit the level. Mingura is saying, screw all that. I'm going to the end of the level, old school, hoping to beat you there. But BRT got some late wings earlier than if he beat the level normally. He'd typically get out of there with like a high 20s if he beat it normally. He got out of there with a low 30s, beating it with the wings. So props to him, it did pay off.
Yeah, honestly, and the last thing you want to see is someone go for wings, go for the high maneuver, and then end up losing more time than the save.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh, that's the worst.
Like when that happens to me doing Yoshi flips, it's like maybe when I'm ahead I should just swim through FOI2 normally. But then I'm like, that's so lame.
Yeah, no one wants to see FOI2 normal. Yoshi clips, I understand that. You got to go what you go for. Oh, he's grabbing that backup flower. That's going to come in handy in Ludwig. I mean, he's going for a super long play right now, BRT.
Yeah, normally you just get the fire flower and Cookie Mountain, but maybe he's not expecting to have a Yoshi there. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what his strat is, you know? Sometimes you lose a Yoshi on Yoshi 4. I mean, BD4.
Nice sticky fly from BRT right there, just sticking against the ceiling. That'll happen whenever you pull up right before a ceiling. The game knows, hey, I want to get Mario up to this Y position. I need to lift him up to this certain position. Now, if you block that with a ceiling, you never reach that position. So the game just keeps pushing Mario up, and you just stick to that ceiling and glide across nice and easy away from all those bats.
Yeah, it looks super sick. Yeah, saves. Well, if you're able to keep 51 flight speed the whole time, you can save like a second or two, but usually it's sticky flies fast as well.
Yeah, it just looks sick and it's super easy. Mingura has a star and he's flying through there. I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Fantabulous. I don't know how much time it saves, but he looked great while doing it.
I mean, I totally missed BRT's Ghost House, but it looks pretty good. I mean, 356 is really good. With Cape, it's not like, you can get like a 358, but it didn't look like it's on the item fly. We'll see what Mingora goes for. It goes for the duck under the ears. It's kind of risky, but get it off.
Yeah, and BRT's going into one of the hardest levels in all castles. This, oh, my man, he's taking advantage of his lead. He's just saying, screw VD3. He's immediately just ducking on the raft. And like, runners Marios have personality. When you see things like a Mario going onto a raft and immediately ducking, that's the runner saying, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not going for it.
Dude, that first jump is so scary because...
It's super scary, especially in a race. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine if he missed it and died?
Yeah, because that's a death. That's like 20 seconds just from the loading times alone, but then you're also without a cape, so you're losing a lot of time. You can get a backup cape, but you know, you're missing the first two flies right there, so trying to save the time that you lost, this is even harder.
And that's where these races come in. This isn't like the PB grind where you see a lot of these runners used to, where, you know, if you mess up here and there, just, you know, screw it, reset. You need to decide like what you go for in these runs in a race like this. You need to decide like your pros and cons list. What you're going to go for, what you're not, what your time gains are, what your time losses are, who you're going against, and what their time gains are. There's a lot of like big IQ plays being done here in this race.
Okay, so pretty good ending by BRT. He kind of messed up his flight meter optimization on the skulls, and he wasn't able to get the Yoshi fly through that section, but he was able to get the P-speed ending, which is kind of important. Like that one jump where you have to land on the platform with the lunar coin, or the dragon coin. It's harder than it seems.
And we see Mingura, he's not even going for the flight. He immediately just went on the raft and lost his speed. He's not going for any sort of skips here with the raft. He's just, BRT didn't get it either, so it's a wash. VD3's a wash, which is honestly the best you can ask for in a race, because normally it's a big decider. Someone's going to lose a lot of time somewhere. But if they both do the same things, it's kind of whatever.
Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. My bad.
Oh, Mingura goes for that really sketchy Yoshi flight in DP or VD4 that I go for, where there's a very small chance that you're actually gonna get hit by that first bullet that spawns there. If you just run forward with the Yoshi and hit that pillar and take flight, very, very one in who knows how many chance that that bullet's gonna hit you. So it's scary to go for in races, but I go for it. So I'm gonna give him 1 cool point. We are now 1-0 cool points.
I mean, we had a really good room one, Lemmy from BRT. He got a like 386, which is probably the best you can get. I don't know if you can get a 387 or 88. I haven't seen him get one.
I'll give him a cool point for that. So now we're even on cool points.
Because like maintaining your momentum after jumping on the P switch, like that's a really tight time, and you gotta hold neutral at the perfect time and just.
That's one of those rare mechanics that you see like not too many, especially newer SMW runners know, where neutraling the D-pad can keep you at a speed that's higher than you could naturally achieve. So things like hitting that P switch and neutraling the D-pad as you fly past it keeps your speed going without counting as you just kind of dragging across the ground. He is having some trouble in Lemmy though, losing his cape, which he can pick up the next level. But it would have been really sketchy if he lost that flower.
Yeah, and we also, I think the stream cut off for his stream cut off for a little bit. I think we saw a death from Mingura in room 1, which is really bad because then he's small and he has to wait for the match Koopa to shoot the blocks, and it's just a whole mess. But you know, BRT finishing up the mid 16, not bad. Mingura gonna be finishing up here soon. Just gotta get through these really slow.
Could you imagine relying on Magic Koopa just for anything?
Dude, no, that's why
I couldn't get that dude to pick me up from a movie theater, and it was in a bad neighborhood. I was terrified. And now you gotta rely on him to open up some turn blocks for you. That's gonna make that damage from Mingura and Lemmy's castle way worse.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Larry, because honestly, as bad Match Koopas are in Lemmy, they're like 10 times worse than Larry, because you gotta deal with them in room 2, and it's just even more time lost to have to deal with those blocks in room 2, especially if you don't have a cape. Just a whole mess.
Cool little trick I saw from BRT there. Once he grabbed his wings in Cheese Bridge area, as he fell off the platform to end the level, he threw out Yoshi's tongue. That's a small little trick we do that actually makes Yoshi fall faster. If you just fall without throwing his tongue out, he takes forever to fall out of the level. But if you throw out Yoshi's tongue while he's falling, he falls really fast. I don't get it. Yoshi doesn't get it. No one really gets it, but we do it.
I did not know that. So that's like in the wings transition area? You stick up the tongue and you take a little bit?
When you're up in space or whatever it is, I think Yoshi's brings oxygen too, so it can't be space. But when you fall off that bridge, you just throw out Yoshi's tongue, and he falls really fast off it.
Dang, that's a nice little time save. I'm gonna have to add that into my All Castles runs.
Hey, it's a free second.
It's a whole second? Wow, that's really good. Alright, we'll see this Ludwig from BRT. Looking good so far.
With the purchase of an All Castles run.
It's pretty steep toss. Oh, he's doing cape in room 2. That is not easy.
A spicy room 2. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, but he does get cape canceled on the spike. This is about half a second due to loss of P speed. But it's fine. This room 3 looks really good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. BRT does not look like a Class C runner.
Wow.
250 Doran.
He did that early switch to flower. He did late on the D-pad, so he maximized his fence grabbing. Like, BRT is a monster.
A 240 Ludwig. That is crazy.
I just want to remind him that you that he's in the same class as you. We're a little scared of this guy.
Yeah, I don't want to play him in All Castles, I'll tell you that much. I'd rather play 96 than that. No way.
So we see Mingura, he does not have his Yoshi. He's going to be flying through this naturally. He can pick one up in Force of Illusion 1, which he can use for the Yoshi clips in the subsequent level.
See if he opts for a flower here. It doesn't look like it. He's flying pretty high. I guess, honestly, it's not worth it, because you lose a good bit of time, not only with power transition, but also with, like, having to stop and then regain, flight speed. So, you know, just going for the 259. He probably would have gotten, like, a 250 or 240 something if he had gone for Fire Flower, and there's also the chance he could always lose it to Monkey. So, in a race, I don't blame him for not getting Fire Flower.
We see BRT grabbing his backup Yoshi. He's doing really good for a green Yoshi FOI 1. He's doing solid. I'm terrified in this level without a blue Yoshi. He knows where and when to spit. Like, wow, that is a great green Yoshi FOI 1. BRT
Yeah,
or
252,
Mingura
pretty
going for
good.
room 2 of Ludwig. He looks like he's going for Cape too. We have a little freeze on his stream, but he has a solid strat. He was looking real good during the sketchy parts. It should just be free from here on out.
Yeah, definitely not bad at all. Oh, well, yeah, it's not bad. But he's gone through room 3. Not too bad.
First try Yoshi clip from BRT. Let's go.
That's what you like to see in a race, honestly. Although it would have been cool to see him get like second or third try and then Mingura catch up like that. But there's
BRT
still a lot of race left.
BRT doesn't have a PB in this, does he?
In all castles? I don't think so. No, he only has.
I know. New.
Yeah, he only has no Cape, no Star World, and 11x with him.
What
So with
a
that said,
monster!
he's killing it. He's ahead of my PB in all castles. Mingura did unfortunately miss the cycle skip, as Carrick explained in the race earlier. I'll explain it again. Basically, if you don't have a fire flower, when you jump on Ludwig, he'll spin around his shell for a little bit, and then he'll jump, and he'll like jump and he'll turn around, and if you jump on his head while he's like still in the air before he's landed, then you cancel out one of the shell animations. Saves about 8 to 10 seconds depending on when you hit him on the third time. And yeah, that's kind of the backup you need if you don't have if you get to Ludwig a lot without getting a fire flower, not having a fire flower, like you know that backup. But if not, then you might be caught off guard.
Yeah, cycle skip's super important to know, especially during races. Like that saves so much time as opposed to just a natural Ludwig.
So BRT finishing up FOI 3. Mingura is in FOI 1 right now. And, we'll see, he did not get a Yoshi, so I guess we're not going to be seeing a Yoshi clip from him. You know, I don't exactly blame him, although he is behind, so it honestly is hurting him more than it's helping him not go for it.
No,
what?
you're not. BRT!
What was that, Steve? Are you kidding me? What was that?
That is a strat from olden days. That is some founding father stuff. That is some Panga strat coming out of BRT right there. You don't see top runners go for that. You don't see you don't see anyone go for that.
Dude, that's like the save I wish I could get when I mess up right fly. I'm like, please let the photos be alright.
Did he?
If I can bounce off them. But he just did it like it was nothing. And he maintained P-speed the whole way through pretty much. This guy's not a class.
I realized that he's been on nothing but a grind since this tourney was announced. But man, okay, let me just tell y'all that this past few months, this game has seen a massive resurgence in Japan. A massive resurgence, all right? I'm talking US 2016 style resurgence in Japan. These newer runners coming out have been just doing a few months and they're doing the sickest strats you have ever seen in your life. And now my eyes are on BRT for the rest of this tournament. I'm seeing this guy doing Panga strats.
Oh, but he messes up the pipe fly setup.
Like that was gonna bring up earlier. He did a sick Ludwig's Castle and then misses Dirty Bubble and almost takes damage to it. Pulls off a Panga strat, which I mean looked like it was on purpose, and then starts missing Chocolate Island 1. Who is this guy?
I don't know. It's crazy.
I need a deep dive. Rooters, you know, the associate press, anyone just needs to find out something. What is going on here?
The dinosaur's ganged up on him. Did he get the midway? I don't think he got the midway, so he's gonna have
to... think he did. He's gonna probably go back for a cape in FOI 1.
This is so unfortunate. I mean, so Mingura might have a chance to catch. Oh, he's going all the way back. Where is he going for a cape?
He's going to Cheese Bridge area. That's
okay, I guess
what you'll see people go for if they don't have the midway in Force of Illusion 1. It really is a difference of almost nothing. It depends on whether or not he goes for 2 capes or not. If he's going back all the way to this, I assume he wants 2 capes.
Might as well. It's an extra 8 seconds, and that way, like, if he loses another cape, then he's not in that position again.
All right, he's grabbing 1 cape. This is where the community diverges on the route. Do you go back to FOI 1 or do you go to Cheesebridge area. Do you grab one cape or do you grab two? Because don't forget, he has Chocolate Ghost House next. And Chocolate Ghost House does not play around.
No, I saw that on my Chocolate Ghost House where I definitely picked up room 1.
But knowing this guy, he's probably going to screw up CI1 a bunch and then somehow end up with Dode Cape at the end and grab an extra cape from the Koopa near the end. I feel he's combining super old school and super new school strats and just coming out with crazy stuff.
No, Mingura died at the end. He had a successful void fly, but then he lost his cape and he fell apart at the end trying to do no cape.
And let me tell you, as someone who's been watching a lot of Mingura lately, because he streams late night, I'm a late night dude, so I've been watching this dude a lot lately. He's really good. I think this is where you start seeing race nerves. Because I saw that, Roy, he had that, and then he just didn't at the end.
He just got pranked up photos.
This is something you'll see a lot in races where it just starts snowballing, you know? A minuscule problem just slowly gets worse. If he can just get through Roy, I think he's doing the smart move here, just playing it slow and nice and safe. There's enough game left for him to catch up and beat BRT. But he really needs to rely on BRT screwing up a lot.
With a ghost house like that, I don't know, that's a lot to ask. I mean, BRT pulling up with a 260, getting that door fly, which only saves like 0.2, but that was clean as heck. 260 is about as good as you can get with Cape. I mean, well, he messed up the door on room 1. You can get like a 262 or 263, but no one's going to be blaming for that.
It's nuts watching BRT because you can tell it's someone who only practices the most insane strats because he's screwing up on easy strats while getting super insane strats. That means he's just practicing the most insane strats. He's just going balls to the wall the whole time.
I mean, that's how it happens. Sometimes you're like, well, I don't really want to practice like this or that level because it's easy. Yeah. I want to practice the hardest stuff. And then you get to the easy stuff and you mess it up. And it's like, well, I guess you practice that too.
Dude, that's what this new class of runners are doing. I love it. I love it. They have no patience for nice, easy strats or learning the game. They just want the best all at once.
So BRT had an Chocolate Secret, probably the scariest level in terms of holding onto Yoshi. I know it is in no cape. I don't remember how it is with cape, but it's not very easy because you got these chucks in room 1.
Yeah, there it goes.
I'm sorry, BRT.
Welcome to your commentator's curse. That's the most uncomfortable room 2 I have ever seen. What is going on? How you got through that without taking damage, BRT, I'll never know. That was the most awkward room 2 ever. You should have gotten hit like 10 times in there.
He's got, the thing is, like, he doesn't really have all Castle's time, but he's got all the cape strats down, like that kind of bouncing off those spikies. Room 3 Chocolate Secret, that's really unintuitive.
The dude loves no Star World and no capes, no Star World. So, I mean, he's gotten through most of what he needs to for all castles. I'm excited to see his Larry's castle, though. That's where it's really going to differ from what he's used to. And I wonder if he's just going to, like, be incredible at it or really have no idea what to do.
Okay, so he's going back to the Yoshi. That's what I was going to ask. Because honestly, like, after Chocolate Secret, there's not a whole lot that's really scary in terms of keeping on the Yoshi. I mean, sometimes something Yoshi can mess you up, and sometimes Bob 1 can be weird, but other than that, it's pretty easy. On the Yoshi.
Some Mingura ditches Yoshi there, which is an odd choice because he's going to Ghost House, which Yoshi can't go into. And the very next level, the first thing he's going to do is pick up another Yoshi.
Well, I think he thought that spring. Sorry.
It's just one of those things where like race strats and routing come in where he didn't keep the Yoshi because, you know, it's all castles. You're not supposed to end that level with the Yoshi. But actually, the first thing he does next is grab a Yoshi, so...
Maybe he thought that the spring was going to go a cape, but it wasn't because he had a so really nice room 1 from BRT. In the 269, pulling out Crusher Skip, which is a lot harder no cape than his cape. So...
That was a really sketchy room 2 start of the strat where he risks a wall clip to do his little delay.
Wow, that cape spawn was really lucky for him. And he gets the door fly. Oh no! What? Wait,
Wow, he
he
just
killed
slid
the
a Podobo.
You
What are you doing, bro?
I have never seen that before. DRT is pulling out all the insane stuff in every castle. He's getting the Podobo bounce back up and Roy Fly. He's killing a Podobo in the Wendy fight. DRT is literally redefining the game right now.
Yeah, I see Mike and chat noticing that Wendy. I'm scared because I know Mike and I know that's gonna be his next standard strat. Get rid of the Podoboo in fucking Wendy's castle.
Dude, if there's a way to do that, no, okay, like, I'm never stressing about the Wendy bit again.
BRT is a monster.
So Mingura's got.
Just remind y'all, his first PBs were listed a few months ago. A few months ago. I've been playing for 4 years and I'm crying at this kid, man.
It's the next wave, for sure. It's gonna be a guy to watch out for. We got Mingura heading through Champion Secret.
Yeah, this is why I love these tournaments, man. It really pushes people to just like try out the craziest stuff.
Waits out the boot cloud on Tuck and Go shit. It's honestly a smart idea. It's kind of scary, like with Yoshi, to get like the despawn consistency. So he's just kind of.
Yeah, no way he's getting a despawn. Man, he might have wrapped. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, he was so far back. I was wondering if he's gonna wrap around and get a whole nother boot cloud spawn, but.
Okay, he's got the boot box boost cycle skips. See how this round 3 goes.
Yeah, he at least knows how to take a little damage cancel with the Yoshi there. Didn't get the despawn that we're typically used to seeing in all castles. He also knows, so what he's hitting in that room with the star is to cut down on lag. He's hitting the max amount of objects he can to just get rid of them.
Yeah, still got kind of a weird score. Normally you want to be over 400k heading in this fucking good shit, but.
And there we go. BRT grabbing his orb. GG's to BRT being the first to grab the orb. Mingura going through Wendy's castle. Oh, I'm so glad he bailed on that. I was just about to call out that he was gonna die. He noticed it too and he bailed on it. So props to him. He was about to die to that crusher.
Yeah, he got that weird, like when your flight speed isn't fully restored, like that weird like catch up.
Flight timer. Whenever you take off, you have 80 frames to once again take off, I guess, before you are forced into a flight state. So if you jump and then the 80 frame ticker starts going down and you jump again within those 80 frames, you only have until it hits 0 before it just forces a cape mode on you. So what you really want to do is space out those flights to kind of maximize your flight timer. He got a goofy flight that was just like a tile back from what he wanted, and you would see a lot of runners not notice that, but he did. He did drop his item right into some enemies, and he did it just in case he took damage, but it forced him to take damage.
When you commit so hard to your backup strat, that ends up making you have to do it right back up.
Exactly. It's like when you go back in the past and you ensure your own future. I'm sure there's a movie about that starring Bruce Willis. I assumed he would be the actor in a movie like that.
It's gotta be Bruce Willis or Matt Damon.
Gotta be.
Brad Cooper, maybe. Oh, is he gonna go for? There's no way he goes for Doorfly, right? Yeah.
No, he flew.
You don't do that in a race.
He's out of the 80 frame timer. Does a little.
He gets the flight cancel. Nice.
There. Let's see how sexy Slide is, though.
Not super sexy, but at least he didn't have to go back down and then go up again.
I call that the ugly older sister Slide.
More like the only Slide I know how to do.
Yeah, I'm good. I just like you as a friend, Slide.
Yeah, so speaking of slides, he's sliding into Larry's castle right now. Oh, not even going for the midway. He said,
I
"I'm
thought
not
you were
gonna die."
gonna bring up the. I thought you were gonna bring up the slideshow of their streams.
Well, I could do that too, but you know, I don't have. I
Did
necessarily have
anyone
the.
else know that PowerPoint has an inbuilt SNES emulator? Wow, he is not doing anything to mess with the spawns of that Magic Koopa. He is literally just dodging and relying on his reaction time. This is why I said I wanted to see his Larry. This guy is a no Star World player. And look at this Larry.
Oh, dude, if he dies on the Larry fight, that's
Oh,
really
he's
good.
so... dude, he's so
That's
close
so
to
ballsy.
dying. What the heck? He's going into Bowser's Castle with nothing. Will he go to room 3 and pick up his backup cape? That's the question. Or is he going to go to room 2 and say, screw it, I know room 2, I know to go to room 2, I'm taking room 2. Does he know that there's a backup cape in room 3?
That definitely is a question. I feel like he might just want to maybe get a mushroom from the ghost house. That would probably be faster, and like I don't think he's that worried about saving the 2 seconds. Well, he can't even get the reply.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, don't forget, every time we've seen him lose his cape, he gets better. Like, he's really good at no cape. So he might be comfortable just saying screw it and just go room 2.
So yeah, BRT on solidly sub 40 pace right now. If he's able to pull out a sub 40 in his apparently first run of all castles, that is nothing to sneeze at.
This is his first recorded run of all castles. Yep, he's just going room 2. And look how comfortable he is. Chill's a cucumber.
So it's room 5. Oh, he's going for room 7?
7. Don't do 7, dummy. There you go. Thank you. It's like I spoke in his brain. Nice orb for Mingura there.
Orb.
Sorry, I called you a dummy, BRT. I take it back. You went to room 5, all right?
Yeah, just lost like 3 seconds at 29 minutes or 6 and one back. Alright, hopefully. Okay, so he goes for the fast shot. Hopefully he doesn't die here. And he plays it good. That's sketchy. Makes it up though.
Oh my god, he's going ham in that dark room.
Mingura coming through with a pretty good bob so far. Oh, but he gets framed. He gets framed by the big one.
That always stinks in a level like this. I love Bob 1. I know that the hitboxes can be sketchy with those moles and Yoshi, but really, if you know what you're doing, it looks so good, so smooth.
Yeah, I used to think it was way tighter timing than it is, but it's actually just like don't eat them when you're right next to them. Pretty much, and you're fine. Like stick out your tongue a little bit before you get to them, and it's good. You have a pretty big window. So BRT, maybe intentionally killing one of those Mecha Koopas so he can set up for ball skip. The intentional being that he gained. Just kidding. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking for ball skip here from BRT. Notice how he left that Mecha Koopa off to the side. He's pulled the Bowser to the left. He's gonna take that Mecha Koopa when it wakes up and go to the right. I think he's got it. I feel he's on the back end of getting it.
Yeah, I'm not a ball skip expert, so I probably shouldn't say anything.
There we go, getting some Mecha Koopas there. You can pull ball skips way earlier than most people think, and I was glad to see he pulled that really early. Like, kind of sketchy for a race early, but early nonetheless.
So Mingura, let's see how sexy his slide is. Oh, he's not even going for the slide, he's just on.
Goes in for a weird normal fly thing.
That room 3, I think, was actually faster than BRT's was.
Much faster than BRT. He didn't even go for a sexy slide. He got that just a friend slide, but like twice as fast as BRT.
Okay, BRT's finishing up now. 39.56. Wow, what a time for a race, honestly. In Group C, no less.
Fantastic for a first run of all castles. Let me see some GGs for our boy BRT.
Get some GGs and some poggers and shit. Well, I don't know if poggers is enabled on this channel, but that is very impressive. Very impressive showing, for sure. BRT is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah, that's I'm scared of that dude right now. Mingura going for the kind of smarter race strat on. Oh, if he can get it. Oh,
He gets
man.
the glitchy Larry kill. That's always so funny to me.
That's such a crazy kill. If y'all notice there on Larry, he started swinging off to the side as soon as he fell off. Like, that is by the frame right there. So, good on Mingura. I like seeing that race strat there, especially if you're not comfortable with Larry. Just give him a second. Give him a little breathing room, and then take him off the right side.
And so Mingura is on mid 44 pace. He could, well, no, I don't think he's 43. Unless he just pull off a task level Bowser's Castle. But I don't think it's possible.
Now, y'all don't forget, this is race 1, the best of 3. Each runner picked 3 categories and then banned 1 from the others' picks, and we randomized it. This All Castles comes from BRT. The next we're going to see is a category chosen from Mingura. The categories he chose were No Star World, 11 Exit No Cape, and All Switches. BRT banned all switches. So the one of the 2 categories we're going to see next is No Star World or 11 Exit No Cape. It's going to be interesting. If it becomes No Star World, like BRT's pretty good. We just saw his All Castles. He's pretty sweet. 11 Exit No Cape.
So in between those slides there, unfortunately, Mingura actually died in room 5. It looked like he was weirdly like flying into the crusher, and he lost his cape.
Whoa,
I don't know if he knows how room 5 works.
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a 5-second strat, and you know what? I'm not even gonna charge y'all anything for this. You know, typically it's $29.99 a month plus tax fee. There's a lot. Anyway, for a free strat right there in room 5, I want you to hug that first crusher coming down. Just hug it right next to it, and as soon as it starts coming up, run and touch the left wall, and then go all the way to the right to the door. It will put you right under all the crushers. You'll get there so quick you won't believe it. It's the easiest strat on earth.
Another thing I do, and you know, this is a bit more on the wider because it kind of relies on the fact that I can count consistently, but like when I start seeing the crusher coming up, I count 1, 2, and on 2 I start running. And you know, I stand like basically where you spawn in the room. Again, it doesn't really work. It's not really that consistent, but it's what works for some reason. So everyone's got their strat. If you're really pro, you go for game in that room.
The best is shared strat. I mean, like, it's not that consistent though. It really does.
That could be said about 9 out of 10 things that I do pretty much in my runs. Mingura coming through with his ball skip right now. We'll see. That looks good. Let's see him get this second hit. That was clean.
Very nice second hit. That's pretty quick right there.
And he's showing off a bit of the glitchy hitbox mechanics with Bowser's Spawn Car. That while he's in the getting hit animation, he actually has no hitbox on his Spawn Car. So you can do you can like jump on some of the Mech Coopers, jump in front of him, and like right here, you can just shoot that up while he's like loading into the con car. And that'll skip a few of the bounces here, save about 3 seconds.
All right, and there's our 6th and final hit for Mingura. Let's get some GGs out for him.
44.58, not at all bad.
Yeah, he definitely had some great moments during that race. So we're going to be right back in just one moment while we figure out the next category. You guys are going to get to see this while we randomize it. So stay tuned for this wheel. We're going to pull up the next category for these racers to run. And then race 2 of 3 is going to happen. All right, looks like we're pulling up the almighty spinner. All hail the almighty spinner. So our first match was all castles. It was chosen by BRT. Next we're going to be going over to Mingura666's choices. No Star World or 11 exit, no cape.
And we got a no Star World. That's kind of what I was hoping for. A little bit extra content for the fans.
We got a longer one, yeah.
I mean, no Star World is sometimes it's more boring than Old Castles, but at the same time, like especially when you get to the top level, because you got Bob 2, you got the cycles that are 13 seconds, like it can really swing a race. Especially if you go for the stereo cycle, like you can lose a lot of time if you die. So you know, there can sometimes be more variation in Star World. Definitely looking forward to this race.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this race room open for these runners here, and then we're going to get started on No Star World, BRT versus Mingura. BRT taking the first win with all castles. He needs one more win to take this matchup. If Mingura wins this, we're going to randomize 11 exit, no cape, or 96 exit. What you're rooting for is depending on your time schedule, I would assume.
I wouldn't mind a nice 96 exit run, although we probably have to do that on a different day. But I guess we'll see what happens.
All right, y'all, we're coming to you back from the Super Mario World toss-up tournament. We've got BRT versus Mingura. BRT taking the lead 1-0 right now. They just ran all castles. BRT went ahead and not only chose that category, but won it. The next category goes to Mingura, who has got no Star World lined up for us.
Should be an exciting race. We saw a lot of really risky and just overall insane stuff coming out from BRT. Mingora definitely looked like he knew what he was doing. He just was a bit shakier. And we'll see if maybe some of those race nerves get sorted out the second game. We get a bit of a closer match. Second game, because this is the category that Mingora picked after all. And the first one was something that BRT. Well, I don't know who picked it. The first time. I think BRT picked all passes. So, you know, we'll see if there's any mix-ups along the way this time.
Yeah, they're going to be getting started any moment now. So I'm excited for this. We should see about the same amount of time we saw last time from these runners. Was it roughly like late 30s to 40 minutes-ish on this? I would assume maybe we're going to see about 38 minutes roughly from both of these runners. This is one of those categories that we were saying in an earlier race where like the hurts on this are different than all castles. If you mess up a little bit on this, there's probably going to be a few flyover levels in between. So not only do you like get behind a bit, it's going to be a few levels before you have the opportunity to catch back up. Like you just have to sit in your mistake for a minute. And that makes it super interesting because you get to see how they just like mull over what their routing change is going to be whenever they hit the next level where they can just like explode out in a difference and try to catch back up.
And we got a lot of people making fun of Butterbridge 1. Well, I think a lot of it's in earnest. People actually are a bit excited about seeing an auto scroller. But the thing is,
fun of Butterbridge 1, excuse me. Butterbridge 1 is one of the most dynamic, exciting levels to ever be created. There is no making fun of at all. That is complete, genuine love for that level. Who couldn't love an auto scroller that lasts a minute and a half?
All right, I apologize for my gross mischaracterization of the chat.
How dare you?
But Butterbridge 1 does actually, it can contribute a bit to nerves. Like if you're already kind of nervous coming out of Vanilla Fort, especially dealing with Resner, and how scary that fight can be. You might mess up some of your jumps here and there, and it's just a long level without a whole lot that you can really do to kind of ease the tension, other than just kind of get through it.
Oh, and I'm going to tell you, having seen many, many tournaments in my time, you're going to see Butterbridge 1 deaths. It's going to happen in this tournament. It happens every tournament that Butterbridge 1's available. The question is who and when. Butterbridge 1 has chosen one of you runners, and it's coming for you.
It'll probably be me when I get to the bracket stage, if I'm being honest with you.
You're just going to lay back and just take that. Butterbridge 1's coming for me.
I should just practice Butterbridge 1 for like 15 minutes and consistently die at the same place every time. So it doesn't happen.
What happens lots of times is people get complacent and start goofing around, and there are ways to die in that level that most people don't know about.
Well, I'm really, looking to see, because BRT definitely goes for some stuff that you wouldn't normally see from a runner of his caliber. If we see a pipe fly coming from him, because you can do a pipe fly in Butterbridge 1.
For the last race in all castles, let me tell you what happened. Mingura did pretty well. You could definitely tell some race nerves got to him near the end of the race, especially in Roy's Castle area and things like that. BRT had some mistakes on lots of easy stuff, which was confusing for the fact that he was nailing the most insane strats you've ever seen. If you're a runner of this game, you've probably heard of Panga strat for Roy. Would you expect someone who's only been running this game a couple of months to be pulling it off with perfection? Absolutely not.
So we did see a shell jump attempt from BRT last run. Failed. We'll see if he gets it this time. If he does, I think he wins the whole tournament, just honestly.
I mean, yeah. We have to add another category just for him.
Yeah, Yoshi 2%, or Yoshi 4%. Just get a shell jump and complete Yoshi 4. It's an even stupider version of one jump.
Yeah, and I know we're having a lot of connection issues right now, but I just want to give a big shout out again to our restreamer who's kind of pulling it all together for y'all.
Yeah, big shout outs to Matthew Gaming Live for helping out with this. Definitely, greatly appreciated by all of us.
I'll say Mingura had a rough time in Iggy last time. Killed it this time, getting himself a 240. Can't argue with that.
That was a pretty good fight overall.
Had like
oh
a
no!
28 last time.
BRT did the Jaco, just forgetting to press A on Iggy's Castle. What a classic.
Yeah, either that or you just hit it a little too late, just slid right off into that sketty sauce.
The Ragu is deadly here.
So now that we've seen Mingura's Iggy, we're gonna kind of pause it during this cutscene right now, give some time for BRT's timer to catch up and get this resynced for y'all. This BRT once again falls in that sketty sauce. What I tell you about the snowball?
He's getting lost in the sauce. That's so tragic.
Getting lost in the sauce. You know, sometimes Iggy's a little too spicy. A little too much red pepper in his capico. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching a lot of The Sopranos lately, all right? That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, I wasn't going to complain about it. Wow, he almost got a 281 without even getting a fast walk off of the fence. That would have been insane. But, overall, those early deaths honestly don't mean as much in a long category like this. Like, if that were an 11 exit, the race would almost be already decided at this point.
Yeah, exactly. An 11 exit, like percentage-wise, that time loss is massive. And no Star World, he took damage there somehow. BRT, it was.
He was trying to show off the glitchiness of that fellow crusher, and he just got pranked.
Waiting on that safe cycle. Oh, and then Iggy I-framed him real quick.
Yeah, is that because like he bounces off the ball when the ball's like Earth Box is still active, even though it's not there?
It's hard to tell just because the frame rate of his thing. He might have just hit it too early, where like you can't hit Iggy subsequently too fast. That's why like in small only you'll see 3 hits, and the first hit like makes a delay naturally, and then you have to force a delay between hits 2 and 3 to go in. Because Iggy does have little bits of iframe after you hit him. But I mean, it's impossible for me to tell exactly what happened during his boss fight with that. I would assume it had something to do with that.
All right, well, regardless of all of that, BRT heading into World 2 now. We'll see how all these levels go. Maybe this is what Mingura needs, although I'm not sure if he's watching right now, but it looks like he's been having a pretty clean run so far. So maybe he just needs to kind of, run a train of doing everything successfully.
And, that's something you'll see a lot in like the second race of runners is you get that first one out and you just go, oh my goodness, that was, whoo, I got to shake that one off. And then you just come back and you're in the zone. Now that's never happened to me. I never get in the zone, but I've heard people can do that.
Yeah, I think the only part I was really in the zone today was like that last split, like the Valley Fork split.
Man, it's great whenever you see PBs during tournaments, like in a race when people PB, like that's, nothing sweeter.
There's definitely a chance if I get chosen all castles or no Star World with Cape that I PB, because those categories aren't really optimized for me and I haven't played them in months. And my no Cape, no Star World PB is 2 minutes better than my Cape, no Star World. So,
close to the sync moment. What happens? Oh my God, they synced up. Matthew, you're incredible. I love you.
So it looks like Mingura a bit ahead, probably about 25 seconds, I'd say. 30. Well, they get the normalized, so it's probably around 35.
We were synced for a moment. We'll get to see what happens to BRT's stream. But my goodness gracious. We were synced up for a bit, and then we shot ahead 2 minutes. But we were synced up. We got to see where they were at.
Dang, that's very unfortunate.
Mingura definitely has a strong lead. Mingura has a very strong lead of about a minute.
Yeah, but you know, that lead will start to shrink if he starts doing stuff like missing the Morton fly, which, you know, BRT has shown he's consistent at.
Yeah,
And it looks like he might be missing this cycle too. That's 2 cycles. Not really what you want to see. But again, he can play with this right now. It's fine. And so there's no Star World. You don't have scary VD1 wings or things like that, or like VD3 Lemmy's Castle. It's still a scary run than all castles. So, you know, he's definitely more comfy in this league right now.
All right, we got a whistle at 8:47 from Mingura. We're gonna keep that in mind. We have a lot of connectivity issues. I don't know why I said it weird like a Canadian, right? Connectivity, it's connectivity. We've got some connectivity issues with BRT. So the sync's just gonna be weird right now. I'm gonna keep y'all through it. I'm gonna walk y'all through, baby birds. Don't worry, all right? We're gonna keep this going. So we had a 8 something. I said I would remember it, but I immediately
I typed it in the chat, so I got you. 847.
And then we'll figure out what BRT has, and we'll go from there.
So he's at
Right now, we know
719.
Mingura does have a solid lead. We know that for a fact.
See how this VD1 does. Bit of scary level. He's not going. Okay, that's risky. You can get frame roll with that, I'm pretty sure.
He didn't even slow down.
Dude, this guy. Well, 31. He can get a 32, so I think he's made a slow down a bit. But that's really kind of sketchy, not gonna lie.
Zero fear.
Dude, I mean, that's what I was gonna say about BRT and all the Japanese players. Like, they have no fear. They'll be 2 minutes ahead of their PB, and they'll still go for a 2-second time save.
Bro, they're insane these days. Yeah, these new runners coming up are absolutely insane. I'm so glad that so many of them joined this tournament because, like, they don't just mess with 1 or 2 categories anymore. They will go across the board and just murder a whole board. It's great. So I'm really glad to see that resurgence in this community.
Yeah, you love to see it, honestly, and especially because a lot of them don't quite get the exposure that they deserve. Like, a lot of times I'll see these, you know, I'll see Japanese runners, and they'll have like a low 33 or like a 32 and no Star World, and they're pulling like 10 viewers, and it's like, these guys are almost world record quality. You know, they should be getting more viewers than this.
Definitely doesn't help, you know, being 4 a.m. in the middle of American time. But that's when I'm awake. That's when I'm looking for these up-and-comers.
So I'm awake too, so, you know, it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, BRT is definitely going to be a monster during this tournament. This is someone to really worry about. Mingura has a solid lead, and he should be super happy about this. We saw BRT's all castles. Mingura is able to just play it nice and safe and keep a solid lead, and that's where he's really going to shine. Mingura plays a lot, like almost every day, a lot. What he knows is embedded in him. It's solid. So he just needs to stick with his solid strats, keep going, and he can secure this win if he just keeps that up.
Okay, so it looks like BRT probably had like it was like a 9-10 out of Morton. Like whistle. Okay, we're getting DLC resynced.
All right, and we'll deal with BRT's issues here momentarily. Look how easy that was. Look how quick that was. We're already back. I know we got an 1150 pipe on Mingura, so we'll be able to check in on BRT when he gets his. Mingura's still holding a solid lead. He hadn't had any real mistakes yet.
Mingura might be looking at a low 13 out of the V4 here, which is definitely really good. Did not swim up enough on that little spiky guy. I don't know what those enemies are called. There's probably pay more attention in the credits. But you know,
you can make up a name if you just say it with confidence, and that becomes the name.
Maybe. Like everyone started calling those Doritos, even though they're definitely not.
Those are definitely Doritos. What are you talking about, man?
No, you're right. I always.
Say it with confidence, and it becomes a name. That's
Yeah, that's definitely.
those are the Dorito fish now.
See how this Morton Flake goes? Wow.
Being real sketchy, man. Both of them are in real sketchy situations right now.
He probably he almost hit like 3 different fireballs.
BRT's dealing with what Mingura dealt with for a little bit. Or no, it was a race earlier today where they were going in from the left to go up that vine. I'm saying going from the right is much easier. BRT made that switch and went in from the right side. It just gives you like a little bit of extra space to get that P speed to catch flight.
Oh, he held A a little bit too long. He wasn't able to get the flight preservation. That would have been so good. He got the shell too.
The same movement Mingura made. Got all the way up there and then slid off that right side.
What did you say Mingura's pipe was? It wasn't 1150, right? It was like 1050?
1150.
1150? I feel like that's wrong because he had like an 847 whistle. But Mingura had a 1327 fade out of the vanilla fort. So I guess we'll be able to for sure tell at that point how far apart they are.
Mingura's being so ballsy right now. He seems just flying through Butterbridge 1. You're disrespecting that level, bruh. You're being way too casual about it. It's gonna take it from you.
Right, yeah, there we go.
Landing.
My man.
Be safe about
Doing it for the fans.
I see a lot of people try to goof around on this level, and by God, it never works out for them.
Really fast looking DS2 coming from BRT.
Man, Mingura's goofing around like a pro on this level. He got all the coin blocks, the 1-up.
Thought maybe we were gonna see a fake fly. It looked like he was setting up, but maybe he didn't like his location.
Yeah, there's a little time save here you can do at the end, going through this pipe and getting a pipe fly. Mingura's not going for it. I mean, literally, it saves like a little bit of 1 second on the in-game timer. But you know, it's one of those things where if you know, you know.
Definitely very true. As BRT finishing up with BS3, flying over all the Dolphins.
So this is the pipe that 1150 was for Mingura. We got 1234 for BRT.
Okay, alright, that makes more sense. So 44 seconds behind. Nothing that can't be made up later, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Last race, Mingura did not go for Yoshi Clip. BRT got a first try. That could be huge. That can make up about 30 seconds right there.
Yep. And if this comes down to Mingura winning, we are going to ask these runners at the end if they want to race again or if they want to reschedule. After they race this long, it's always classy to just, you know, give them the time they need if they want to. But yeah, it'd be kind of dope if we see an 11 no cape or something from them, you know?
Yeah, I can't imagine though that if 96 gets chosen, they want to do it to me. Oh, well, he gets the flight cancel on that spiky guy. Yeah, I'm following spiky guys from now on. I'm taking your advice.
There you go. Dude, Mingura, pretty hot one right there. Did a little damage cancel, took flight again. But that's a hot room too. I like seeing it. How your fence grabs, bruh?
He didn't do a fast fire.
Sketchy, but good.
Never mind, that was actually
Dude,
real fast.
I do that top switch too, especially in races. So I'm down with that. I wait for my flower switch until the very top. I just feel more comfortable doing fence grabs with cape. Don't know why. I drop faster, fall, or slower, I guess. I said a lot of words in a short amount of time. I drop slower in case I mess up with that cape. So I save my flower switch until the very end like he just did.
Yeah, Mingura definitely looked a lot more confident this race. Going out with like
it's night and day. It's night and day. Are we watching the same runner that was doing all castles last time?
I feel it. I mean, not that I would expect anyone to have done this, but maybe the game feeds almost got switched by accident. Like that almost seems like what's happening right now.
Yeah,
But
it's like they've switched. Mingura's playing with so much more confidence, dude.
and BRT's mess. Well, honestly, he hasn't really messed up anything other than the deaths in 80 and like having to go back for Cape. I think somewhere. No, Mingura had to go back for Cape.
It's like I brought up before this race, where whenever you make a mistake, you have a long time before you can make it up. We're just now hitting the points where BRT can make it up on Mingura. Mingura hitting the Forest of Illusion. So we got Yoshi Clips, we got Roy Fly, we got Chocolate Island. Like, we saw all of these things give these runners hell last run.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Mingura not going for Yoshi. That could be scary for him. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's always the chance that, he gets lucky or BRT gets unlucky and he gets like 4th, 5th try clip and then, it's about even out. But, I mean, that's 30 seconds you're giving up potentially. We'll see what happens though.
BRT is not flying off like Mingura. He's not trying to goof around. I see that jump he's doing, even though it's just one image. I know that means he's not taking flight, so he's going to play it safe through here. You guys make sure to check out the timers. This is not the real difference between them. It's something we're going to have to figure out manually. Mingura not doing his Yoshi clips. So at the end of this level, and honestly, I would probably do it at the end of next level. I'm going to count the timer of when he finishes, and then we'll see when BRT gets there.
So there's not going to be another cape in the rest of FOI. We'll see if he goes back for one, or if he just decides to no cape for the rest of the way. It's definitely worth it to go back for a cape, honestly, because you save so much time doing Road Fly. It's supposed to ride in the block sneak. And I don't think Mingura's a no cape specialist.
You gotta go back for cape. I mean, you gotta go back for cape. This is a massive time loss. This is where races really shine. Ooh! This is a fish that I know that Mingura knows about. That I was even talking about sniping people earlier. Did you see he tried to position him? That fish is still coming for him. All right, he got it. He took damage from the fish that I know he knows about.
That one rip-in fish.
It just comes up and snipes you. He tried to get in a position to snipe it. He wasn't far left enough. He was just like half a tile instead of a full tile. The sniper tried to snipe. The sniper tried to snipe the sniper, but the sniper sniped the sniper if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get you. Definitely. That was just really scary. I don't know why Mingura was...
It's like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Seen Inception.
That's true, I have too. It was a while ago, though. I don't know why he's grabbing Yoshi here. There's no blue shell there.
He's just getting
this is a meltdown.
Spring. If you got the wall jump, great. If not, screw it. You just keep going with the Yoshi, or without the Yoshi. That's something you'll see a lot in races, especially probably in Class C or something where it's newer runners. If there's a Yoshi available, they're going for it.
It's an extra hit you can take, and you can always get him back.
Exactly.
So honestly, it makes sense. That's what I used to do.
Race strats wise, Yoshi is king, right?
That's what I do when I'm playing a safe
in all castles. I mean, Mingura grabbed what, like 4 Yoshis last time?
Yeah, I think TJ was doing that too in his race versus me.
That's who it was. I keep confusing the previous race with the previous match. It was TJ from the previous matchup we saw against you, where TJ was grabbing like 4 or 5 Yoshis, man. And it's just like, I mean, it's a free hit. Why not?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've grabbed every one of those Yoshis. I know where they are too. Apple 3, Chocolate 1, Chocolate 2. I've grabbed all of them.
I mean, it comes down something you don't even see a difference of. And maybe runners like this are watching. Who knows? I know specific runners who will specifically use US carts on all castle races because there's an extra cape near where you do Yoshi wings. And if they happen to lose their Yoshi and take damage, they want the option of potentially having a cape nearby. And it has saved them. As odd as that sounds, like in the small chance it would actually save them, it has saved their race before. So now they swear by it.
In VD1?
Yep, in VD1, if you...
Oh, right, there isn't a cape up there.
Right there. And so lots of people will keep a, not lots of people, one specific person I'm thinking of will keep a US cart nearby just in case they race all castles.
That's the strats, man. That's what you gotta do.
Mingura surviving Roy's castle. I was trying not to commentate or curse this. I'm so surprised he got through that. He lost everything during Roy's castle.
Yeah, that was scary. Well, I saw him not scroll the screen forward. Normally, you'd scroll the screen forward on the block snake on like the 6th or 7th step. That way, the Potobo's in a better cycle to the point where it'll never intercept you. And also, that way you can start your run early and like saving a bit of extra time. But that way, he got hit, so he wasn't able to do damage boost. And then, yeah, there's just that whole ending was sus. So that was kind of spooky. But he made it through. 23:16 is not bad at all. That's 23 seconds behind my PB, which isn't a very good run, but we'll see. Oh, he's got the strats.
Ooh, missed the Yoshi. He had the strats though. Not only like he was going for literal high level Yoshi grab strats. Messed up the end there though.
See how the ending is. Looking pretty good.
Dude, I'm telling you, when BRT's hot, he is hot, dude. Look at that. He was doing lag reduction strats.
254 with the messed up Yoshi grab. It's pretty good.
A really messed up Yoshi grab. That's
yeah, he went like halfway. He went all the way almost to the next week.
I'll tell you, when he goes ham, he goes ham, and he'll mess up just weird things. This is someone who just like shoots from the hip, like cowboy style. Mingura taking a little bit damage there.
Oh, that's such a bad position to be, dude. When you mess up,
yeah, dude. So I was just thinking about like his cape. See, he's
I hate messing it up like that. He just
he's
goes
gonna
to
have to do weird stuff. Like so, like he had issues in this ghost house before, but now there's a cape in the middle. He's gonna need to grab. And so even what he's used to, he can't do anymore. And that gave him trouble enough last race. I just want to see how he dude, he looks pretty good, no cape though.
I always hate for this thing. I don't know why you wouldn't just
there it is. I was worried about the thing in the middle, right? Like you can get through it if you have cape, but if you have to grab the cape in the middle, do you know the movement to do after you have that cape?
Oh no!
Really good, no cape.
BRT. So BRT gave up on the flip, and now he's coming through with Yoshi, and then he tried to go too far to the right.
Oh, are we gonna see easy clip? Yes. Okay. If you're a newer runner, watch BRT right now. You see this little corner he's going up to? This is called easy clip. You know why they call it easy clip? Get rid of that fish, because it's an easy clip.
Okay, I was not ready for that.
If you're not used to Yoshi Clip, if you don't like Yoshi Clip, if you can't get Yoshi Clip good, screw it. Easy Clip's your friend. And you know why he went for I'm not sure if he's watching now, but a good reason why you would go for that, especially if you're watching this and you're not good at Yoshi Clips, he knows Mingura would have gone through naturally. So he would have saved time anyways going for Easy Clip no matter what.
Well, he probably lost time in that situation because it took a while for him to get up there, and like he got hit off Yoshi and he had to get him back. 152, not great, but...
and then have to swim through naturally. It's a long time to swim through that.
Go back to Butterbridge
if you're playing against newer runners and you see them miss a clip, you see them miss a clip, you see them miss a clip, and you're not confident in yours, sometimes easy clip is the play.
Get the one up for the fans, Mingura. Hey, get the one up. Sure.
Oh!
He put all his chips on black for that DC strat. He did not have. He did not. That's so unfortunate.
Alright, he's sorry, Yoshi, but he's back. Let's try it again.
Really curious to see what BRT's beta is going to be here. So he has a cape, which means he could save a lot of time on Mingura here. But again, he was already behind coming out of Ludwig, and he was stomping on every coup.
Yo, I'm telling you, he's playing it safe. He died earlier. I'm telling you, if he just plays it safe and simple, he has a chance to bring this in, man. Gotta play it low and slow. Barbecue them ribs, you know?
So yeah, it looks like BRT, based on what I know about the fade out times and like times it takes to go through certain levels, like if he has a perfect Roy fly, well he doesn't have Fireflower so it can't be that perfect, but he'll probably be like 20-25 seconds behind Mingura, a little more.
I mean, Mingura is basically an entire castle in front of him. Depends on how hot BRT's Roy is. Let's see. There were issues last time. He did it early. Mingura being a little smart, forgot his Yoshi, went through the pipe.
He goes for it again. Who is this guy? Is that faster? The Pengus set?
Not enough to go for it in a race. Now we know it was on purpose.
Yeah, he got a 268 door entrance. That's slower. You normally get a 270. This guy honestly is just going for all the swag points. Also, Mingura almost dying to that Fuzzy Beetle there. That's
BRT getting a super hot Roy while Mingura is starting to lose it. Like, this is not where he needs to be. This is the point where BRT can catch up. Mingura, you need to be spin jumping through all that, bud.
yeah, he really needs to not lose his mushroom in that second room. That's just like you hold down the whole time. You're good. Just go for safety mushroom. I respect it. That way you can always go for crushers.
I mean, you have to at this point. Like I said, low and slow. He just needs to survive this, get through this, reset, get to Wendy's. He'll be good.
Alright, let's pay attention to that. Alright, BRT's fade out was 24.04, so he's 48 seconds behind, so he lost a bit of time on FOI compared to Mingura.
24.04?
Yeah, I'll type it in the chat, just so everyone else can keep up.
Thank you. So we know BRT's Wendy was hot. This is Mingura's to lose. He had some issues at Wendy last time. He had a cape we saw last time though, so this is definitely gonna differ than what he had last race.
Oh, he doesn't know you can just run through that. You don't need to wait in that middle crusher if you're small. And you start running from the left crusher, you can just go the whole way through.
Yeah, well, all that goes out the window when it's race time though, and you're a small Mario and you have a head.
Might as well just play it safe, yeah. Okay, let's see what cycle he goes for here.
Ooh, he goes for the oopsie daisy cycle. I know that one all too well. That's when halfway through you go oopsie daisy.
It looks like he'll be able to get a slow cycle here. Not like the slowest cycle, but this Sparky, this hothead's gonna be scary.
Stop that.
That was just a really precarious position to be in. He's trying to hold on this mushroom. I don't blame him. Wendy's a scary fight.
I'm so excited to see BRT slide through a Potoboo and Wendy fight again. I hope he has cape in the fight.
I need to pay more attention to that just so I can see what he's doing.
Yep, I want that to become just the new that's the new thing. That's just what he's gonna be known for. Nice. Mingura was smart enough to know he had to keep that mushroom. He wasted a few cycles, but Wendy was being a little sketch. He can get a cape in the next level, and that's really the most important thing.
Mingura had a pretty rough Wendy split though, I'm not gonna lie. That was like that was almost a 9-minute Wendy. But you know, BRT's probably gonna be saving a lot of time on him now. I mean, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of race left.
So here's the change though. We know that BRT likes his No Star World and things like that. And we saw that come up whenever he had to hit things like Larry's Castle, things that are unique to all castles that they did last run. This, man, I'm gonna jinx it now. What if this race comes down to Valley of Bowser Fort?
About what scary level?
What is Mingura's No Star World like compared to BRT's All Castle last run, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Mingura's done 96 before, so, you know, maybe he has some experience with that level, but it's probably not going for
He plays a lot of every category. I mean, he plays a lot. So, I mean, that's definitely going to aid him.
He gets hit by that, but it was honestly fine, because he can still go for cycle skip.
Ooh, BRT. He's flying naturally now. He doesn't got his Yoshi anymore. Screw that.
So he's not swinging through the blue ring. Interesting. He's not just rolling straight forward. He does a weird one. Yeah. I can't really co-sign on that, but I mean, as long as he gets through without dying, that's kind of the important part.
That's his only goal right now, yeah. If you ain't getting the despawn, you're just praying.
Definitely go for the star here. You need to be a bit to the right of the blue Koopa. Oh, he's getting the mushroom. That's smart too. Less likely chance to despawn the orb.
He's just trying to do what he can to secure. Can't argue with that strat at least. If you know you need a mushroom, if you know you need a star, if you know you need something, like, you go for it. So, orb for Mingura.
Orb.
He's gonna be our first one. Reaching the orb. BRT's in Windy. He came out of that orb with a 34-22. So we'll keep an eye on BRT when he comes out of that fade out from the orb. He didn't get the kill that we like to see in Windy from him. Two
He doesn't know what to do with two photobos. He's used to killing that first one. It's unfortunate.
There he goes. He got the kill. Let me see a wall clip, bud. No, all right, almost. That's something that's cool points in the tournament for sure. If you can wall clip on the last frame before it cuts on Windy's wall there, you're a pro. And we saw this level give Mingura a little bit of issues last time. Seems to be having some issues this time too, because yeah.
Damage boost to the mole. I like
he
it.
almost turned back, but then he realized, yo, I have a mushroom. I have to take damage. Screw it. I'm going for it. And I think that's the right call because, yeah, he can just grab that block and now he'll have a mushroom again. But you can see he turned back for a second. So he at least, like, he really quickly thought about his routing. And that's what tournaments matter, is like routing like that.
We'll see how VOB 2 goes. I don't know if Mingura feels comfortable going for sandbar or anything like that, but, you know, if he did, and BRT doesn't go for it, you know, it could be a pretty good sensor.
We're not going to see a sandbar from Mingura. Highly, highly doubt that.
He knows about the secret cape there. That's good.
Quick tip, if you ever go for this cape on a Yoshi, don't jump up there with a Yoshi. You'll commonly clip in the wall and die. Always jump off your Yoshi to grab that cape.
Oh, I did not know that. I always jumped up there with Yoshi while I was doing all castles.
Let me tell you, it'll only hit you in the middle of a tournament. It'll only hit you when everyone's watching. Otherwise, you would never know.
Oh, there you go. That's a good tip. The next time I get there, all castles. Now I know.
All right, Mingura's going through the slow, kind of pseudo scroll part. BRT's grabbing the second.
Orb. What do you say BRT or Mingura's Sunken Ghost Ship fade out was? 34 something, right?
23?
No, the Sunken Ghost Ship. Or are you saying it was 34-23?
Yeah, I don't know if 34 was correct though. I think it might have been 31. I'm gonna be honest. I maybe should have written that one down.
BRT with the pro movement here. This is what you like to see. So Valport, like you said, this is gonna be where it's coming down.
Yeah, I want to see how hot Mingura's. Okay, he knows to slow down at least. I was worried because that one level where, what was it, the fortress where he just went ham and just started swinging on things.
You know, we'll see what happens here. I mean, this level can be really scary. He's not going for the P-speed strat, so maybe BRT will go for it and mess it up. Or maybe he'll get it and that'll just be epic. So, oh no! That's the worst death. It's so bad.
Oh, he had jumped too late. Oh. Man, that was like watching near the end of Game of Thrones where you wonder which brother of Cersei's is going to kill her and then it ends up being a falling rock and you just feel so deflated. Spoiler alert, it's been out for a while, screw y'all.
Oh well, here comes that awkward situation where I told you I just started on season 8. So it's alright. I mean, I already kind of knew what was happening anyway. It's pretty hard to avoid spoilers these days.
Commentator's curse.
I'm just gonna act like I never heard that. BRT almost going for sandbar, but messes it up. Oh, no, Mingura with the second death. I hate to say it, guys, but I think this race may be over. Unless BRT has a co also should. I mean, he would have to die in the Bowser fight like twice. Which could happen, you know? It's not likely though.
Grab your cape! What are you doing, bruh? This is where Tourney nerves come in, man. This is where, oh, I'm feeling them for him. I'm like getting sweaty.
Dude, this is such a tilting level, especially when you die close to the end. Just like, I gotta go through this whole crap all over again. It's like, I was just here, and I could just as easily die again. Narrowly avoiding that perfect. See what his Bedman fight looks like. Yeah, not bad, as long as he doesn't die. Well,
so the big delay between these streams. I mean, BRT is well ahead of Mingura. Mingura getting a 37.50 key and BRT getting a 34-minute key.
Almost. So close to getting that business key. So BRT going for the peak speed B4. Alright, we'll see what happens here. This is not easy.
Wow.
Oh, he messed it up.
Don't go for that cape. Don't go for that cape. Bail on it. Okay. Now get it. Yeah, it's a common place where you see people lose their cape and try to go for that stuff, and it's right over the crusher, and it's like, you will die if you go for it on that first round. Nice, getting past that really killer crusher. Mingura taking another death there.
Wow, that's an aggressive one. Oh, BRT dying. Okay, well, that's really unfortunate for BRT.
Reznor shot him downward. Dude, those platforms have the worst physics ever. And, man, they can just shoot you down sometimes. Mingura's snowballing at this point. BRT as well. It's...
I really wish there weren't the 6 minutes delay and this was actually, like, real time, and they were actually this close. That would be such a sick race.
Yeah. I do have to remind y'all to look at the timers. We've had so many connectivity issues that we've just left it as is, and BRT keeps sliding back, but the timers are legit. We do have a timer behind the scenes that's official and going for both of them, so We know the real results. It's them synced. But unfortunately, we can't give you all the video feed that's as synced as it needs to be without it continuously sliding back on the left-hand side, which is one of my favorite
BRT
songs, by
finishing up
the
the
way.
rhythm play. Not too bad. He can get us up 40 with this for sure. He can honestly get a 38 if it's. And Mingura this is just Bob Ford being Bob Ford at this point, honestly. Like after a certain point, the deaths just don't stop. You just keep running.
He hit the point where I started looking at his lives. He has
got a lot of
left.
So interesting
Mingura
movement.
looking so solid, like so good, man.
I feel like I never see anyone go for the double bounce there. Like a lot of people don't even go for the single bounce on like those Mario 2 enemies, but he goes for the double bounce, and I like never see anyone do it. Normally, like either they'll bounce on that Mario 2 guy, or they won't, and then they'll jump over him, and then they'll spin up on the Mecha Koopa. But he like bounces off the second one and then onto the Mecha Koopa. But I feel like he loses time because he's a stop and he loses speed. Mingura finished up the Bob Fort. You'd love to see it.
Yep, it took a lot of lives from him, but he stuck with it and finished it at the end. Like, that's what we love to see more than anything. He didn't throw in the white flag for nothing. He definitely took down that fort.
Yeah, honestly, I say this all the time, but I think finishing runs is almost as important as like PBing and improving. Like because that's how you know like how you'll be able to play like when you're on the line.
And it's something I said during last match where, like, to me, race nerves are way worse than PB nerves. And people know PB nerves, you know? You're at that Bowser fight and your hands start sweating, you get nervous and all that. Race nerves are so much worse for me.
Yeah, me too. I mean, sometimes like I was racing earlier today, and like I felt like I didn't even remember how to play the game. I was like, wait, what do I even do?
It just leaves you. You start focusing on things that you wouldn't otherwise focus on. Mingura had a really solid run here until towards the end.
Yeah, pretty much till the windy split, which is, you know, honestly pretty expected. Like, that's where this run really starts getting hard. In no cape, it's one thing, but in cape, like, Wendy just ramps up the difficulty so much. And I mean, obviously, if you're learning about Yoshi flips, it's kind of hard, but, you know, you just have so many really tough levels there. BRT finishing up, gonna grab himself a 38-37. Interestingly enough, that was my no kid no start with team for a little while. But big GG's in the chat. BRT clutching on a really solid run.
Gee.
And he had not the best start. So with all that considered, you know, he did pretty well. But also, you know, big GG's to Mingura as well. You know, he had a rough end to the run, but he still came out here and he gave it all in the day. He went ham. So great job to both these runners. We love to see it. See if Mingo is able to get this skip. Yeah,
Got a
not
little
too
late
bad.
skip there. So we're gonna see Bowser stop whenever he's down near the ground right here. So you can just hit him on his way up. So GG's to Mingura coming in at 46.55.
Not bad at all. I mean, that Bob Ford was really rough. So, you know, he still finished it out. Pretty impressive stuff. Finished it out with getting ball skips, too. Which, you know, if you try to ask me, die like 10 times on Bob Ford and then pull out a successful ball skip first try? No, it's not happening. So, you know, big respect for that.
Just want to remind y'all real quick, we have a tentative schedule about whenever we're going to be coming back and restreaming during these group stages. So if you want to find out more, follow this channel. We're not going to be doing anything except streaming this tournament. So it's definitely a great channel to follow if you want to find out more. This tournament has just begun, so there's dozens and dozens and dozens of more races for y'all to check out. Hopefully it seems we might be getting Mingura in here and we can talk about his run before we sign off here. Big shout outs once again to our homie Matthew behind the scenes, making sure the stream was set up all good for y'all. All right, we are now joined by Mingura. How's it going, dude? GG.
Well, yeah, GG for VRT, I say.
Yeah, you were looking super solid in that last run. I think it was like, what, around Vob Fort, where it just started having a lot of deaths and stuff. But man, that second run was super solid.
Well, that's my thing, dude. I start very good and then I completely fall apart.
Spoken like a true man. Mario World runner.
Exactly, that's what I do.
I mean, it's hard to keep your composure for a whole run, let alone a race, like in front of all these people, you know, so you did a pretty good job, man, honestly.
How many
like,
people
it's not easy.
Watching?
You know, you did a great job for sure. It's just obviously BRT was a really tough opponent, you know. He probably did not belong in Class C. I think he should have been in Class B for sure. So, you know, just a bit of bad bracket luck also, you know, never helps. But, you know, you came out here, you put out a great showing, so, you know.
Well, I just got invited to the tournament, and I thought, well, why not? Let's try it.
Yeah, it seems you got more matches going against me, Cree, also in your group.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit of the chat, and he was like, oh my god, seriously, these guys are Class C. I read it somewhere in the chat. I'm not really sure if he actually was referring to us, but I wish him or her, I don't know. I think it's him. I wish him very good run, and I apologize for my English. I'm very nervous now. You know, I speak Spanish. So.
No worries, man. No worries.
It's like complicated to try to sing in Spanish, and then all I can see, all I can hear is just my English. That is really bad.
No, it's totally fine, man.
Yeah, well, that's my thing. Starting really good and then completely fall apart.
I know that oh too well. That is classically what I do myself. I mean, it's just like I was explaining earlier. It's like tournament nerves, man. They get to me hard.
Well, yeah, it was really tough. I was kind of watching because I realized that there was a little bit of lag on the video. Some people were saying like 2 or 5 minutes, something like that, of delay.
Oh yeah, a lot.
And I was trying to figure out, am I on the lead or not? What is going on? Should I be worried or should I be pushing?
Yeah, that's totally an issue because like we're totally fine with runners watching the restream and all that, but whenever there's an issue with, you know, there's not a good like stream feed like BRT, he was only coming in every now and then and his time was getting delayed more and more. So like you couldn't even look at the restream and tell where he was. It was getting so far back to where like we were losing where he was.
Yeah, I realized that. And I think that put me in a very bad position because I couldn't figure out what I was doing, if I was on lead or not. I was trying to, I was watching that he had like a 20 minutes and I was in 25 and I was, okay, where was I 5 minutes ago? And that put me in a very bad position, honestly.
Totally understandable. Yeah, GG's, man. We look forward to your next races against Mingura666.
Let's go. Good luck for him and GG's for BRT.
Yeah, GG's BRT. He's also got races against Mingura666 he needs to do in the group. This is only the second race we've had of this tournament. So once again, you guys make sure to follow the channel. And whenever we stream, it's going to be races about this tournament. We probably got 2 or 3 months on this, so it's going to be super fun. And
Let's go.
lots of runners are involved. I think we have like 50 people involved on this race. So it's going
49,
to
I
be really
believe.
dope. Yeah, that's insane. I didn't expect to get that many, and that's really dope. Like, if you look at
There
the
will be
lineup,
more.
especially Class A, it's just murderers on murderers. And then we're going to split them in half in the group stage. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolute bloodshed.
Yeah, it's gonna be some crazy stuff for sure. But you know, we're all looking forward to the races. It's you know, it's a good time to be a Mario World fan or runner for sure.
I'm a Mario World fan.
Yeah, it's a great game, even when it sucks.
It's okay if I lose. I just won because I'm here.
Yeah, you know,
That's the attitude.
as long as you learn from your mistakes, that's what really matters. You get better at the end of the day.
All right, y'all got anything before we wrap up?
Well, thanks
Well-
for all my buddies who were there because I was watching. I was kind of reading the chat and I saw a lot of my people coming and that made me feel very comfortable. I was extremely nervous, and when I get to see some Spanish comments, I was like, oh my god, they came to see me, and I'm very happy about it. I share my my skills, quote unquote skills, and I think I did a pretty good job because I faced these really tough opponents, and well, better luck next time.
Yeah, that's something I love to see, especially during this tournament. It seems like we're getting a lot of love from the Spanish community, and that's what I love seeing. It's just like our community growing, and we're getting more people in and more languages and cultures, and it's just I love that. So knowing that you had a lot of familiar faces coming in chat and rooting you on, that's heartwarming.
Yeah. Well, one more thing. Just everyone who's in chat right now watching, make sure to follow both these runners if you haven't already. If you want to, you know, they're putting in work, and you know, gotta show love to everyone in the community. So you know, or at least check the channels out when they're streaming. You know, there's a lot of people out here grinding. We just gotta show love.
Let's go.
Yep, that's right. For me, follow your runners, follow your commentators, follow your restreamers, tip your waitresses. That's it for us. We're gonna head on out. We'll see you for next race. Have fun.
Let's go.
GG's.
I hope I can see the restream. I'm curious about the commentary.
Yeah, I was watching back the restream of my race with the commentary, and it's definitely pretty entertaining. So you know, definitely a pretty good idea.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for having me.